All entrepreneurs can do with a bit of motivation sometimes, but I'm not talking about a small boost that lasts for a while and then fades away. I'm talking about consistent motivation that keeps your spirits up just enough to help you become a better version of yourself. In this video, I'm going to give you a roundup of 8 of the best books and podcasts that any entrepreneur can turn to when they need a boost of inspiration. Let's begin. 10% Happier Podcast. Author turned podcaster Dan Harris has based this podcast off of one of his books. The 10% Happier might just be the mental health podcast you need, because it practically forces you to take a break and spend a few minutes of your day practicing meditation and doing breathing exercises along with Harris. The podcast is great for anyone who's looking to get started with meditation, because it's simple enough for everyone to follow. Most of the episodes include topics such as dealing with uncertainty and anxiety, cultivating gratitude and empathy, and improving attention and awareness. Now, all of this is sure to leave you 10% happier when you're done listening. The Happiness Project by Gretchen Rubin. While most self-help books have a bad rep, The Happiness Project is one of those books that will definitely leave you inspired once you're done reading. The book follows the one-year journey of the author Gretchen as she sets out to find happiness in her life. Now, this isn't your traditional self-help book, but that's what makes it so great. The book has spent more than 2 years on the New York Times bestseller list, including hitting #1, has sold more than 1.5 million copies, and has been published in more than 30 languages, so it's safe to say that this one is a must-read. The Marie Forleo Podcast. The Marie Forleo Podcast is an award-winning show that features TV host and author Marie Forleo. It focuses on helping her audience develop the confidence to become more successful in life. The show already has over 100 episodes and currently has an audience in 195 countries worldwide. The episodes feature guest stars who share their personal stories and strategies for a happier and more fulfilled life. The great thing about the Marie Forleo podcast is that neither the guests nor the host beat around the bush a lot. They offer you practical advice to help you become the person that you want to be. All of that, combined with Marie Forleo's wit and humor, this podcast is definitely a win-win. Before we continue, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to Hustle for Freedom, and hit the bell icon for notifications. Let's begin. The Gifts of Imperfection by Brené Brown. Now, most self-help books focus on how you can change yourself to become a better person. But The Gifts of Imperfection takes a slightly different route. It teaches you to let go of the person you think you're supposed to be and instead, embrace the person you really are. Brené Brown inspires you to start believing in your own self-worth, and motivates you to keep following your dreams, no matter how much you fail, because we're all destined for greatness one day or the other. The New York Times seller is a book that everyone needs to read to strengthen their connection to the world and understand that they are worthy of love and success. The Lively Show. With over 300 episodes, The Lively Show is hosted by Jess Lively, an entrepreneur who sold all her belongings to travel across the world all by herself. Through the podcast, Jess talks about her life experiences to uplift and inspire others to live an intentional life, where you make conscious efforts to live a life that you want to, not one that others have planned out for you. Featuring guests like Elizabeth Gilbert, the podcast is a great dose of inspiration and entertainment, all at the same time. If you're into theories like the law of attraction, quantum and neurology spectrum, and manifesting your own destiny, this podcast is definitely your perfect match. Becoming by Michelle Obama. Michelle Obama has been one of the most influential and powerful first ladies of all time, and her book is not different. Becoming is an extremely personal book that walks the reader through Michelle Obama's life, her roots and her struggles along with her time in the White House, and how she became an active advocate for women in the country. The book talks about a woman who has gone beyond all expectations, and inspires everyone who reads it to do the same. Let's discuss. While motivational podcasts are great, I understand that sometimes you just need something light and breezy. And for that, Let's Discuss is practically your best bet. The podcast, hosted by lifestyle bloggers and best friends Ella Gregory and Monica Beatrice Welburn, talks about anything and everything under the sun, and makes you feel like you're part of a fun conversation with the two friends. With topics ranging from life, work, general well-being and struggles that all young adults go through, Let's Discuss is the perfect podcast to listen to when you need a quick rush of positivity in your day. Maybe you should talk to someone by Lori Gottlieb. The book, with its tagline "A Therapist, Her Therapist, and Our Lives Revealed," is a journey of a therapist who deals with her own patients and at the same time is seeing a therapist for her own mental health. Lori takes us through her own therapy sessions and analyzes them from the eyes of a psychologist, breaking down why therapists do what they do and why they ask the questions they ask. And while the book really doesn't have a happy ending, or much of an ending really, by the end of it, you will understand self-awareness and compassion like never before. The greatest thing about the book is how simply it explains the mentally taxing process of psychotherapy, so that people can truly understand what it's like to suffer from mental illness, and how to be compassionate with one another. Where should we begin? By Esther Perel. While a lot of inspirational or motivational podcasts are based around a hypothetical situation, therapist Esther Perel has taken a totally different approach. She uses real-life people and their problems in her podcasts. Listeners get to listen in real time and figure out the solutions to the problems with her. This is an approach that helps people step out of their own lives and walk a mile in someone else's for a change. That can then help the listeners see the similarities or differences in their own life that could benefit from Esther's advice. This is a type of podcast that can help you through a plethora of common life problems that most of us tend to brush aside and try to forget about, in a way that doesn't even feel like a self-help situation. The entire format is effortless and easy, which also makes it extremely effective. The Power of Now Plus a New Earth by Eckhart Tolle. Eckhart Tolle is one of the best inspirational writers this world has ever seen. Every single book he's written has gone on to help millions of readers all around the world, and the combo of The Power of Now and A New Earth is no different. With The Power of Now, Eckhart takes us on a journey to not just change the way we see the world, but also the way we see ourselves. The entire preface is that motivation and inspiration need to come from within, and then the way we present ourselves to the world can help that flourish into something amazing. It's a look from the outside in. Even this book on its own is an amazing tool that'll change the way you function entirely, but when it's paired with A New Earth, things get even better. A New Earth can help you see every single thing you have as the blessing that it is. It's a great book to read if you're feeling stuck and unmotivated, because it teaches the readers the art of being in the moment and cherishing each day as it comes, which can help them strive for an even better tomorrow without putting their entire focus on it. How to Fail with Elizabeth Day. One of the most important parts of success is the failure that often comes before it. There's probably no one out there that has actually achieved something that hasn't dealt with their fair share of failure too. Generally, people that are really trying to get somewhere can end up getting disheartened by the smallest of things. That's because, in life, we're told how to succeed and how to strive for better. Most of us aren't ever taught how to fail, and that's exactly what Elizabeth Day does. She digs deeper into the failures of life that most people don't even expect. The great thing is that the podcast doesn't work in what-ifs. Elizabeth invites successful people that have achieved great things in life. While they brush over the achievements, that's not the main focus of the podcast. The main focus is the failures it took to get them where they are today. Listeners get to hear every little thing that went wrong, but made an impact. That is something that can really put into perspective the things that go wrong in our lives, and how they could just be a simple stepping stone to something greater. That's a wrap for today's video. Have you read or listened to one of the books or podcasts mentioned? Or do you have any other recommendations? Let us know in the comments below.